Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm a little bit heavy-hearted because this video is products that I regret buying. This is a hard video because it's like I made these purchases, I spent this money, and now I'm like admitting I shouldn't have done it. And that always sucks. Of course, admitting you're wrong sucks, but like when it comes to your money, that sucks because this is your money. So if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, it's just these products that I bought, I spent my money on. You know, a lot of these were products that I thought about too for a little bit. Some of them were splurges, like were impulse buys, but some of them I've thought about, I went back and forth with, and I bought them and I didn't like them and some of them I knew I wasn't gonna like, some of them I knew weren't gonna be my preferences, but like there was a sale, a deal, something like that, and so I just freaking did it. And there are some other products that I kind of went by and I was like, yeah, I kind of just don't use this, so I guess I regret it. But there are some products that I needed to try to find out I didn't like them, or else for the rest of my life I'd be like, yeah, I really wish I would have got that, or you know what I mean, or I would have got it later. And so I didn't pick products like those because like the Colourpop Going Coconuts eyeshadow palette, I wanted it for so long. And now that I have it, I don't love it as much as I thought, but nothing would have convinced me that I didn't like it or wasn't gonna like it besides trying it myself, you know? So I have some products like that I didn't include in here. These are literally products that I shouldn't have bought and I regret them. So let's just jump in, I guess. Okay, we'll start here. This is the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. Jessica Braun loves this product, and she said it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder, and I've always wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury, you guys know. I love to like pretend like I have a lot of money. And so I'm like, oh, I want to try that, you know. I wanted to try that for a while. So she said this was a dupe, and I was like, okay, let's try this. This is way too drying for me. I literally don't use it. And then with the amount of other setting powders I have, this literally never gets used. It was like $13, which I did get a little bit of a deal on it, but still, I knew I shouldn't have bought it. I knew like it was a stupid choice. I like a lot of Jessica Braun's products that she likes, but it's not all of them, and we like butt heads. Obviously we don't talk about it. I don't know her, but I mean, like, my skin clashes with some of the products that she does like, and vice versa, she doesn't like some of the products that I love. And so, I don't know, I shouldn't have bought it. I do regret it, and now I have to do something with that powder. I don't know. I feel like maybe I can make it work, like I should try, but I do feel like it's just a too drying of a powder. It's just not as, you know, as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, I should have expected it because it's not a high glowing powder. It's just supposed to be setting. It's supposed to set your makeup, so I guess that is matte. And I should have expected that, but I don't know, I regret that. I totally regret that purchase. Okay. I don't even want to talk about any of these. I'm so embarrassed. Next, I regret buying, this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. I did get this at TJ Maxx, which is a great deal, but it came, when I bought it, it was completely shattered, and so I was like, I'll just repress it. This is atrocious, and it still looks beautiful on the face. I just don't wear it. It's too light for me. It's not a nice shade, and not the perfect shade for me. And I have my Ofra highlighters that I just love so much better. I really wanted to try it, but I knew I shouldn't have done it. I got it for $8 because it was completely shattered, which is a great deal because these are really expensive, and it was in the limited edition packaging, which is so cute. But I don't use it ever, and I knew I wasn't gonna use it, and now it looks disgusting. Like, I can't even give that away because it just looks a mess because I repressed it with I think maybe, what did I use? Did I use nail polish remover? I might have. And so it totally messed up the sides here, and it looks ridiculous. And so I 100% regret purchasing this. I should have just waited until like I found a good one, an intact one, or just waited until, you know, I felt like there was a Becca highlighter that I wanted to buy with my own money, like regular price, because like TJ Maxx is great and all, and I love TJ Maxx. Like, I love a lot of their makeup products. And the thing is that like some of it is just like not as good as buying the real thing, you know, or the spending more money on it, you know. I don't know how to explain that, but I regret it. I do. I really do. Okay, next is, I don't know what to go next. Okay, let's talk about this blush. So this is the NYX Bear With Me Cannabis Sativa Jelly Cheek color. I bought this while I was on a cream blush kick, and I like it. I just don't love it. I totally regret purchasing it because now, like, if I decluttered it, actually my declutter, because I just wasn't using it. But I know none of my friends are going to take it, and I'm not going to throw this away because it's literally brand new. And so I probably will use it, you know. It's a pretty color. It's very unique. It could be fun and fresh, and I could make myself use it, but I totally regret grabbing it. I got it so that I could review the Cannabis Sativa line, and that video was fun and stuff like that, but I just knew I wasn't going to use it because of the jelly. Like, I honestly thought it was going to be a thicker, like a balm kind of thing, where I could just dip my sponge in the balm, and kind of like the Tower 28 balm kind of thing. I thought that this was going to be like that, in all fairness, but it came a lot more liquidy, and so it's a lot harder to use. And so I totally regret it. I got the shade Sizzling Sun, which I thought if I picked up a different color, like a different color than I usually would buy, I would use it more so that it wasn't like the same color I have 10 times over. But, you know, like, who am I kidding? Who was I kidding? Totally regret it. I got a good deal on it. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for it. It wasn't expensive, but I shouldn't have done it. Next, let's go with another blush. This is the Patrick Ta, I know, Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade She's That Girl. I know, it's so brand spanking new. Now, okay, here's the thing. This one's hard because I wouldn't say I regret the entire thing about this. I regret the shade that I got. I got the shade She's That Girl, which is super pink, and this formula is so good, it's not even funny. I love the cream, love the powder, love putting the cream on top of the powder, which blew me for a real one, but the shade is way too pink. I just can't wear it every day, and I won't wear it every day, which sucks. I should have got a different shades, and I know people are like, you should have returned it or whatever, but once I use something, I don't want to return it because then they have to throw it out, and that's so wasteful. Like, might as well keep it, you know, because either way, it's either going to get used once a year. Okay, not once a year. It's gonna get used once in a while by me, or it's gonna get thrown in the trash. Like, I'd rather just keep it. I decided to to spend the money on it. But I wish I would have got another shade. I'm thinking about getting the deeper shade, not the deeper shade, the more brown shade, and maybe being able to mix them or something like that. I don't know, but I do regret the shade. I don't regret the purchase because this formula is so good, and this is something like if he comes out with more of these or more blushes or something like that, I will definitely keep my eye on them because it's so good, and I'm glad that I tried it, and I love the brand so far, but I just regret the shade. So just a heads up. Let's talk about face palettes. I totally this is probably the biggest regret are these freaking e.l.f. face palettes. These are the bite-sized face palettes. They just came out. They were so cute, and so I was like, I need them. And so I bought 3. They were $3, I think. So freaking dirt cheap. Amazing. Obsessed. But the quality is just not there. And I should have bought one and tried it because I don't know. First we have the watermelon one, which is probably my favorite out of the 3 because I can use the blushes together, like the highlighter and the blush together, and just make it like a shimmery blush. And so I probably would do that more than anything. And the formula is, it's just this formula, the blush and the highlighter in this one, they're just not as, like, I don't know, want to say bad, but they're just like so-so, right? They're fine. But first of all, this is the e.l.f. Bite Size, this is the duo in the shade Coconut, which this brown, I was like, okay, I could use it as a bronzer. The formula is just not good. It's not blendable. It's just really not nice. And it makes me kind of sad. Here it is here. First of all, this is supposed to be a blush for deeper skin tones, which is fine. Like, obviously I used it wrong, but even once it gets on the skin, it's not that it's the wrong shade or anything like that. It's just the formula is not blendable. It just takes a little bit, and since it's so small, you have to use the smallest little freaking brush, and then it takes forever to blend it out, and it's like, you didn't think that through. And then this freaking highlighter, I don't even want to swatch it. It's so glittery, so chunky. It's just not good. So definitely was disappointed in that. And then this one in the shade Spiced Apple, I was really excited for, but the highlighter is really deep or something like that. Something was wrong with it. I like the blush. I don't mind the blush formula in this. They're not bad. They're just not super good. They're not like anything exciting. So I totally regret it because they're just not everything I wanted in a face palette, and I love face palettes with all my heart, and so that's why like I was like yes, but the answer is just no. I don't recommend these. They have the duos in the black packaging. They're $6, which is more than this, but they're so much better than these. Don't bother with these. I personally think don't bother with them. I know they're cheap, but they're cheap quality too, so I would stay away, but just a heads up. All right, and then we have eyeshadow palettes. These are the two Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes that I have. I did buy the full collection of the Warrior 1, 2, and 3. I just don't like Juvia's Place formula. Their formula is just not that good, and okay, this palette looks used and abused, but we used it for a show. Me and like a bunch of my friends used like a bunch of gold shades for a show we were in, a musical we were in, and so that's why it looks used and abused. But other than that, I don't really reach for it. The formula is just not stand out, and so what makes me reach for it over all my other golds, you know? Now this one I like because of the color scheme. I would reach for this color scheme every now and then, but again, it's every now and then, and the formula is just not as amazing as I would have expected it to be, because of all the hype Juvia's Place gets, and I just don't use them. They're so massive. I should have just known. I should have known. I did know. The thing is that when I bought them, I was like, you're not going to use those, and I was like, yeah, but I'd like to try. Girl, I shouldn't have done it. I know. I regret it so bad. Because now I have palettes in my collection that are just gonna sit there. All right, last but certainly not least, I say this with a very heavy heart, I regret buying the Persona glosses. I have the shade Peach and the shade Toffee. Now, the reason why, first of all, these freaking came out during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. They literally came onto Ulta that day, and they were half off, and I was like, okay, absolutely, let me try them. And so the formula is fine, I guess. It's just it doesn't stand out above all my other formulas, and so I never reach for these. Like, I did not need these. I like the Maybelline Lifter gloss better. The Buxom gloss is better. I like the Fenty gloss is better. I love my Revlon Super Lustrous better. There's so many glosses I love better, and I guess at the time I didn't know. Like, at the time I didn't have all those glosses to be like, oh, I like them better, you know, and I didn't know how the formula was, so it's fun to try, but I shouldn't have bought two, and I shouldn't have bought any. Honestly, Persona's just not a brand that, first of all, if it was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like certain brands are brands that I feature on my channel a lot, and that I will use in every video. My hair's caught. Persona's just not one of them, and so even if I'm doing like a full face high end, Persona's not the gloss I'm going to be wearing, and so I don't know, it just means I just use it less, especially because a lot of the time I'm putting on makeup for my videos, and it's just, they just don't get used. Wow, this is so distracting. So they just don't get used, and it sucks, and they're pretty glosses. You can see it just like, it's pretty, but that's about it. So I totally regret buying those. Yeah. I think like next year I really want to be more intentional with my purchases and just watch a little bit more. I'm very impulsive. I really want what I want, and if I don't get it, I will buy it. I will get it. So it sucks, and there are some things that I've been impulsive with and that I've fallen in love with, and that's the hard thing, but I just want to be more intentional and think a little bit harder, because this sucks. This video sucks. I don't like talking about regrets, but you know. Alright guys, that's it for this video, guys. The quote for today is, one day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide. That's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.